Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the House. Well, I love the conversation about peeing, so let's start with that, shall we? Way to go in attempting to message the idea of how small and minuscule and ridiculous this legislation is. So to members of the press and members of this august body, nothing in this legislation prevents anyone from peeing. Let's get that clear right now. And it's interesting that you try to minimize the concerns that parents and children could have on this issue. And that's what those peeing comments did. They are attempting to minimize and make this bill look silly and unnecessary. What you didn't mention, Representative Bath, what you didn't mention, Representative Levin and others, is what about the kids? What about our daughters and Representative Crokin? What about our sons who have to change their clothes in a hotel room or a locker room or a changing facility with members of the opposite sex? You know, I've heard a lot about the feelings of those who are transgender, and this bill tries to be sensitive to those feelings. But what about the legitimate concerns, safety concerns, and privacy concerns of our daughters who don't want to change clothes in front of a biological male, or our young men who don't want to change clothes in front of females? This isn't about peeing, ladies and gentlemen. Bathrooms have been identified biology in the United States of America. They've been identified by biology since 1887. 1887. And only recently did we begin to decide the folks supporting this bill did not move the goalposts. It was understood until recently that biology is what determined the use of restrooms. So again, no one opposed to this bill talks about the concerns on the other side, and this bill really tries hard to address the concerns on both sides of this issue. Representative Crokin, I appreciate your comment about being concerned about young men, so I hope you'll certainly support this legislation because it certainly would take care of that as well for you. So I hope I'll see a yes on the board for you. I heard Representative Converse talk about state-sponsored bullying. Wow, is all I got to say to that. Wow. Talk about muddying the water. This is about the safety of our children. It is about providing guidance to our schools, and a lot of schools are requesting guidance, folks. A lot of schools are. When I just met with my superintendents a month ago, they were begging for guidance on this issue. And there are schools where there are issues going on, and I'm not going to call out those schools by name because that is not fair to those schools or to those children. But I can tell you that there was an issue related to a show choir, and there were issues in a school where young men were trying to take advantage of a policy because they thought it was a big joke. There will be issues, and there are issues.